Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all hadith disciples, YouTubers and viewers upon the Sunnah to another episode of 5 Minutes of Faithless. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah. It's well known to all from the most important and the greatest of the wisdoms of fasting being legislated, specifically in the month of Ramadan, is for us to obtain a taqwa, consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, piety, having fear of God, many different ways of rendering this term in the English language, as is clearly stated in Allah's glorious book. However, there's another very important wisdom of the month of Ramadan being made obligatory upon every single willing or capable Muslim. And we can extract this from the hadith of Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu, that the two sheikhs, Al-Bukhari and Muslim, have collected in their Kitab al-Iman, their book of Iman, the well-known tradition that says, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه وفي رواية من الخير. Hadith says, you cannot have Iman until you love for your brother that which you love for yourself. There's another version of this hadith that says, until you love for yourself or you love for your brother the good that you like for yourself, the good that you want for your own self. And there's several ways of translating this hadith. Some people say you won't have a perfect Iman. Some people say you won't have no Iman whatsoever. We say, as Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah has expounded upon in several places, that whenever Iman is negated, whenever the word Iman is negated, La imana, La yu'minu, La yu'minu, they don't believe, he doesn't believe, he or she has no Iman, then it is only negated for something that is wajib, something that is obligatory to perform. And it is never negated for something that's extra, subrogatory. So when the Prophet ﷺ says, La yu'minu ahadukum, none of you believe, then that proves that that thing is obligatory and mandatory in the deen. The Prophet ﷺ, he says, none of you has Iman until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. And this is not a topic, or this is not a class and discussion on al-Iman in detail and the different types of Iman that can be negated without a person being made a non-Muslim. Because there are two types of obligatory Iman. There are two types of obligatory perfection of one's Iman. That's a discussion in itself. What's important here is that it's obligatory to love for your brother what you love for yourself. So from the wisdoms of fasting is for you to have compassion, sympathy, and for you to be able to relate to your brothers and sisters who are less fortunate. Those who don't have the affluency or fluidity of wealth that you may have, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may have given you and blessed you with. Now you're going to see what it feels like to be thirsty, to be hungry. Those of our brothers and sisters who aren't married, they can't get married for one reason or another. What it feels like for them to be alone, lonely, by themselves, to have to fight and battle with their sexual desires on a daily basis. Now you have to feel that for a certain amount of hours out of the day. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the wisdoms that he sent down, fasting and made it obligatory, is for us to be merciful to our brothers and sisters, for us to be compassionate, and for us to feel sorry for them. But that's just not enough to have the emotions of the heart. Now those emotions of the heart must be translated into physical actions and deeds. I know what it feels like to be thirsty for a couple of hours out the day, 10 hours, 12 hours out the day. It's 110 degrees right now in Saudi Arabia, 115 degrees, scorching hot. I'm thirsty, my mouth is trapped, so on and so forth. So what about those who are thirsty in Shawwal? What about those who don't have ice cold spring water all of the time? What about those who have to go out and beg and sit by the door of the masjid to get their next meal? What about those who have to share a meal of one person with their 4 children? Split half a chicken and rice with 4 other children. So therefore, when you experience this, it now has to push you to give sadaqah, to give charity, to be beneficent, beneficent and generous to those people, to give to them, to make this situation a bit easier throughout the entire year, because now you understand, I don't have Iman, I cannot be a believer until I love for myself what I love for my brother and sister in Al-Islam. And I know for sure I love to have fresh, cold spring water. I love to have food in my refrigerator, so on and so forth. Till the next episode of 5 Minutes of Faida. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.